Hamas will not be in control after it is done. David.
Matt Finn, thank you very much. So Israel is under intense pressure from all sides as the war heads into the new year. Foreign policy advisor to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, Dr. Ophir Falk, joins me now. Doctor, thank you for being here. Happy New Year to you. When will the IDF be able to claim victory against Hamas?
Thank you for having me, David. The IDF will claim victory in this war once Hamas is destroyed and we free the hostages. That was the clear mandate that Netanyahu's war cabinet gave the IDF at the outset: destroy Hamas and free the hostages. That's exactly what the IDF is doing now.
But you have no idea how long that will take to reach that goal.
Right. So we don't have a stopwatch on this. It could take a week, it could take a month, it could take a year. But what we have to do is to win this thing and to destroy Hamas. That's our only alternative. That's the goal, and that is exactly what the IDF is doing right now. Well, destroying Hamas. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just asking what would happen after that. Let's assume that you succeed in your mission, and we hope you do, but what happens after that? Who will control the area of Gaza?
Right. So the Prime Minister actually laid down a very clear plan on that. One, we have to destroy Hamas. After we destroy Hamas, that it can't serve as a threat to anybody on earth, we have to demilitarize Gaza so that there will be no threat to Israel from Gaza. And three, we have to de-radicalize Gaza and the Palestinian society so that children will no longer be taught to cherish death, but to rather love life. They will no longer be taught to murder Jews, but rather they'll want to live side by side in peace with Israel. When that happens, there will also be peace. Once the de-radicalization process begins, Gaza can be rebuilt. It can be rebuilt, and then there will be prospects for peace, not only with our near neighbors, but well beyond that.
But can you think of any Palestinian-controlled areas, whether it's Gaza or the West Bank, where education, for example, does teach a story of getting along with the Israelis rather than killing them? I mean, I can't. And we know the UN has been complicit in coming out with Hamas-style propaganda in the schools. I mean, you would have to take over the entire education system, would you not, of Gaza?
Well, I think de-radicalization is not science fiction. It can happen. It happened after World War II. It happened in Germany and Japan. It was denazified. And Japan also became de-radicalized within 5 or 7 years. They became close allies of the United States. Today, they push for peace and prosperity throughout the world. More recently, after 9/11, visionary leaders in the Gulf states de-radicalized their population. If you go to the Gulf states, if you go to the UAE on Friday mornings, you will hear peaceful sermons in the mosques. You won't hear them calling for murder, and they don't hate Jews there. So I don't think that is science fiction. I think it's very possible. And frankly, there is no other alternative. There's no other
But it
alternative.
is a tall order. And again, I just remember what the Palestinian Authority did when they were competing with Hamas. What happened to them? Hamas literally killed their rivals in order to take all control. I mean, it is a very tall order. Let me just ask you about, though, you mentioned what's happening in the other Arab states. One of the reasons I think Iran was behind the October 7th massacre, et cetera, is because they were so upset at the progress that had been made in the Abraham Accords between Arab states and Israel. And there has been a change in these Arab states and to recognize Israel that you never thought imaginable 15 or 20 years ago. Is that now dead because of what's happened on October 7th and the time since?
No, absolutely not, David. You're right. The main objective of Hamas on October 7th, they had 3 objectives. One was to murder Jews. That's in their charter. They are a genocidal, sick terrorist organization that their charter calls for the murder of Jews. 2, their second objective was to take Jews hostage, Israelis hostage, to leverage that. And 3 was to derail the prospects for peace in the region. Our objective, Israel's objective, as detailed by Netanyahu's war cabinet, is to destroy Hamas. That's what the IDF is doing right now, to free the hostages. And once we have that, it'll be much easier to have prospects for peace in the region, in the very near region and beyond. We're actually optimistic that that is possible.
So you think it's possible to get back on track, but the Iranians, frankly, I think they believe that they're on their way to winning. Let's face it. I mean, what they want to do is take over the entire Muslim world. They want to transplant themselves in the roles that Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates and other Arab states now have. And they think they're on their way to do that. In fact, in the United States, the support for Israel in the past month or so has gone down, partly because their propaganda efforts have been so successful.
Right. So actually, Prime Minister Netanyahu has been warning against these the tyrants from Tehran from July 1996 when he gave a speech before Congress. Iran is the major threat. It's a huge threat not only to Israel, not only to the Middle East, but to the world at large. I think most countries understand that today. Our allies understand that today. And actually, we've had great support from the United States, from President Biden, bipartisan support from the American Congress, and actually from the American people, and we appreciate that dearly.
Well, Dr. Falk, we wish you the very best for in the new year. We hope it's more peaceful than the last year has been. Thank you very much for being here.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.